Julius Marble is going to transfer. That's the rumor. This has been confirmed behind the scenes by a reliable news source in the state of Michigan. So I expect this to happen either this week or next week. But either way, there's one scholarship big man returning for Michigan State next year. That's Mady Sissoko. There's a second big man who will be on the roster. That's Jackson Kohler, true freshman. There's 3 open scholarships, and there's a transfer portal full of centers. Carter, you are currently on day 7 of posting a TikTok every day until Michigan State signs someone from the transfer portal. You might have another month to 2 months left of this, if not more. How do you feel?
I'm just upset. Like, for starters, if anyone is saying this is just looking at this current moment that you're happy that Julius Marble's leaving, you can't be. If I had to pick between who I want leaving, Julius Marble or Mady Sissoko, I'm picking Mady Sissoko to leave 10 times out of 10. Like, why would we not want to keep Marble? And then on top of that, we have a coach who's saying basically he doesn't want to add a center or a big man from the transfer portal. So we can't afford to lose anybody to the transfer portal at this time. So it's just like we're going into next season with Mady Sissoko, who's going to be our starting center?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody who's happy that Julius Marble's gone, which again is a crazy take, is happy because if this was college basketball 2K12, you would just sign a better center. Like, if the expectation is Tom Izzo is going to replace Julius Marble with a starting center like this, then yeah, of course, that's objectively a good thing. The problem is your coach doesn't want to do that. Your coach said last week he wasn't going to do that. He has not reached out to a center. And I know the program can keep certain things under wraps, but like, he has not reached out to a center. And will that change? Maybe, but there's a non-zero chance he says, we're good with Sissoko and Kohler, and maybe Joey Hauser's going to play some 5 for us this year. Let's roll it back. Like, that's not out of the question here. So for Michigan State fans to be happy Julius Marble's gone, I think that's insane. Julius Marble is never going to be an all-conference player, but he's the only guy on the roster who's played any real minutes for Michigan State. He scored like 15-plus points multiple games last year. He was a good offensive option. And I'm sick, Cart. I don't know if you feel the same. I'm sick of Michigan State fans acting like purging this roster is a good thing. Like, it was a good thing they had open scholarships last year. No, it was horrible. That forced Max Christie to be horrible for 3 months of the season and never come off the floor. Like, they want Joey Hauser gone. They want Julius Marble gone. Do they want anybody on this roster next year? Because right now you might have 9 players on the team and they all stink. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And this is a great rendition here. I don't know if anyone can see this. Okay, this is how my summer has gone as this fan. As you can see, this is about the tournament time. We played pretty well. My anger levels were pretty low. I was disappointed, but I wasn't angry. And as the summer has gone on, my anger has done nothing but grow and grow and grow. And if I could add another sheet of paper to this graph, it seems that it will continue to grow because we are not putting ourselves in the best position to compete, all right? Especially because next year in the Big Ten might not be as good as it usually is. There is an opportunity for us to seize the moment. Go get players, man. We're Michigan State. I'm tired of fucking dancing around like we're Central Michigan or some shit. Like, go get some players. It's not that hard. We're getting cooked by Mike Woodson on the recruiting trail. Mike Woodson's 100. If he can do it, you can do it. Go out there and get players. There's a whole ass transfer portal. There are 1,900 players currently in the transfer portal. We have open scholarships. We have Michigan State. We have East Lansing. We're getting a Raising Cane's this summer. Stuff is looking up. Go get someone for real. Like, go get someone. I like the guys that we have coming back. I like what AJ Hogarth could do. I think that Malik Hall can do some things, but we have holes. Is it like something where we think if we add people from the transfer portal, like we're saying our team's like is just completely ass or something?
No,
like all the best teams are adding people.
the truth here, it's a mix of things, but the truth here is that from my personal perspective on this, from things that I've heard, I believe Izzo believes that one, adding to the transfer portal is going to piss off his guys. Like, he didn't want to recruit a center because he didn't want to piss off Marble. And he didn't want to piss off Sissoko, which is crazy, first of all. Two, I think he views it as you bring in guys from a different culture, from, who knows what they're wired like, what their emotional personalities are. How does that affect competition and competitiveness? And I think Izzo thinks it would make guys compete less than it would. Like, in my opinion, the portal enhances competition. Like, it's going to make, if Michigan adds Terrence Shannon, and we're going to talk about that in a second, Kobe Buffkin's going to work harder than he ever has in his life to keep.
Or he's going to leave.
Or he's going to leave. But like, either way, that's going to end up in a good outcome for Michigan. And that's what Michigan State needs to realize, is like, keeping Mady Sissoko happy in his 4.5 minutes a game and his 1 point and 1 rebound career averages as a junior should not matter. Like, get someone who is a productive center and will force Mady Sissoko to work harder than he's ever worked in his life to keep a role on this team. And if you don't do that, like, again, Cart, I've been asking, what's the breaking point for Michigan State fans? If Tom Izzo doesn't get a center, what are you going to do? Like, there's no defending him anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what the highest building in Detroit is, but you might find me on top of it. It's
gets one?
No, I truly don't. And I thought that it was 100% fact that he would get one. I'm not saying who it would be or when it would be, but I was 100% convinced of the fact that he was going to add some type of center big man. And I really don't think he's gonna right now. I truly think that Michigan State fans have to ready themselves next year for our front court being Mady Sissoko and Jackson Kohler. And maybe go with the small buy deal with Malik Hall at the 5. But that's it. That's what we're gonna have to accept. And I just thought, this is what I don't understand. Part of college basketball, you're adding players, whether you're adding people, adding recruits, or you're adding transfer portal people. That's part of the game. And I look at people who use the transfer portal correctly and add players. Like, you think Arkansas this year was like, oh, we got Jalen Williams, we're not getting any big men. Trace Jackson Davis might come back for Indiana. Do you think that stopped them from going and looking after big men? No. Like, guys are in the transfer portal constantly. You're telling me that we can't convince one player that is a college basketball transfer that they can come to Michigan State with a front court that's not loaded? Like, this seems like a perfect situation. Why is it that hard?
It shouldn't be, is the thing. But again,
I don't want to post on TikTok anymore. I'm running out of ideas.
You have a coach who thinks it's bad for the game and doesn't realize it's bad for his roster to not partake.
The only thing that's bad for the game is if you don't embrace it and use it, because you're going to get left behind.
Back-to-back 7th place finishes in the Big Ten, back-to-back first weekend exits, and I don't think it's looking up. Also, like, it'd be one thing if he was recruiting his ass off. Like, this class has 2 guys in it, and they're both 4 stars, low 4 stars. I like Jackson Kohler a lot, but, like, we're putting all the eggs in the Jackson Kohler basket, center spot for 40 minutes, 35 minutes. That's crazy. I don't get it. The one other thing we need to hit on quickly with this, the portal options at center are not great right now. And like, for Michigan State to be so far behind in even communication with the current options at center, like, for Michigan State fans to be happy Marble's leaving, like they're just going to go pluck some starting set. Like, who's the starting center that doesn't exist? Manny Bates? He's got a top 5 list out right now that doesn't include Michigan State. Are they just going to swoop in last second? And even if you get Manny Bates, he averaged 9 and 6 in 28 minutes a game. Manny Bates isn't an all Big Ten center. He's better than what Michigan State has, but like, I don't think there's a ton of options. Manny Bates is the best center in the portal, and he averaged 9 and 6 for a bad NC State team.
Yeah, but I think Manny Bates has some shit to him. He's actually good.
He does, but Michigan State's not going to get Manny Bates, number one. And number two, like, again, that's the point, is if Manny Bates is the best center, Michigan State hasn't reached out to him, has no chance of getting him. Like, who's underneath Manny Bates?
Right.
You're getting worse than Manny Bates.
I mean, all the other big men have a release list that doesn't have Michigan State on it, or there's guys who've already committed. And also, newsflash, Jalen Bridges is not coming to Michigan State either, by the way.
I don't know that I agree with that. I think they're underdogs now because you get Nate Oates in your home. That's a little different than getting Tom Izzo in your home at this stage in his career, but I think they could still pull him. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. But also, like, if there's no big man in the portal, then start fucking tampering. Go put out the word. If someone hears this, like Michigan State, we got minutes in the front court. If you're not happy where you're at, come fuck with us. Like
there was a rumor they were doing that with Trace Jackson Davis, by the way.
As we should.
That's
as
not
we
gonna
should.
happen.
If anyone has Trace Jackson Davis, like I said, Trace. I don't know if you saw the last episode. Hope the weekend went well since the last episode. Hope you attack this week with energy unknown to any man on this face of the earth. Just hope you have a great week, man. And just know we got a spot for you, my brother. We do.
I think your team's not getting transfers because you keep quoting Jim Harbaugh with that attack this week with enthusiasm unknown.
Is that a Harbaugh quote?
That is a Jim Harbaugh quote. And I can't believe you didn't realize that and you keep saying that.
Because I'm pretty sure I heard that from somebody else. I think Harbaugh stole that from somebody.
Attack this day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind is Jim Harbaugh's #1 Michigan mantra and has been for 10 years.
I don't know if that's Harbaugh's thing, though.
It's literally his thing. Like, oh, man. You know who Michigan State should really chase in the portal cart? Julius Marble when he hits the portal.
He just bring him back.
Knows the system. Probably the most productive center in the portal. I say they give him a call. All right, from one team's portal demise to one team's portal hopes,